Hello! Happy New Year! Welcome to my very first vlog in 2025. This vlog is gonna be about my reading plan for the month of January. And I am gonna let you in a little secret. It is a big list and I might not get through all of it. And that's perfectly all right because I read for entertainment. I read to learn. I read for myself and I'm not competing with anyone. It is easy to get discouraged in the world of YouTube or Instagram or social media in general when we see fellow YouTubers, Instagrammers go through a huge stack of books in a week. But frankly, my family, my work, my part-time MBA studies take precedence, and I am reading solely for the joy of reading. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Christmas songs are still on in our household because, as you know, we are Armenians and we're in Christmas spirit until end of January 6th. Our Christmas Eve is January 5, which is a Sunday this year, and then Christmas Day is January 6th. So you will see me still taking advantage of the holiday spirit for one more week or a few extra days. Okay, let's dive into my reading plan. The very first one, Haruki Murakami's The City and Its Uncertain Walls. This book was published back in November of 2024, and I was impatient. I kind of dove into the first few chapters, and then life happened and I got busy with finals and holiday festivities, and I could not continue it. But from the very first chapters, I can tell that this book, like Murakami's many masterpieces, has the potential to be a page turner. So I'm looking forward to this one. Did I tell you to pour yourself a cup of coffee? Because it is a necessity, and even though it is past 8 p.m. For me, I needed to indulge in a cup of coffee, and as you can see, before even starting this video, my coffee is done. Another book that I'll be reading, and if you know me, you know that I am a mood reader and I would like to combine fiction and nonfiction into my reading list. And being an MBA student, I'm really into marketing and digital transformation, and I learned about this book, the AI Marketing Canvas, through a podcast, an interview with Mr. Jim Lisinski, who spearheaded Google's digital transformation journey about 12 years ago. In marketing, digital transformation journey in marketing about 12 years ago. And Raj Venkantesan, apologies for mispronouncing his last name, but yeah, I am really interested in the topic of digital transformation these days, and I will incorporating this interesting book into my reading plan. Mr. James Lisinski is a marketing professor at the Northwestern University, and he has been authored a lot of case studies and textbooks. So I'm looking forward to this book as well. Are you ready for this one? If you're a fan of one Ms. Jane Austen, you'll like my next read. So Canterbury Books is creating this challenge for the year 2025 where we read 6 of Miss Austen's masterpieces throughout the year, and we'll do Austenian activities. I will link their campaign in the description of this video in case you're interested in joining us in this campaign, and it will be a nice revisit. I have read Pride and Prejudice when I was a teenager in Farsi, and I revisited the movie adaptations numerous times, and it's nice to go back and revisit some teenager understandings, so to say, and see how my opinions have changed. It's interesting. I read Madame Bovary when I was a teenager, and I had a different understanding of it. I read Anna Karenina as a teenager, and totally different understanding. And now, as a woman in her mid-30s, I have a different opinion about those masterpieces. So if you have read something when you were much younger, let me know how your perspective have changed. Maybe I'll create a video and compare my ideas and understandings, and how I have transformed as a reader, as a person. That's a good topic. Maybe we'll need to discuss more. But meanwhile, you let me know how your perspective about life, about the meaning of life, and about human conditions has changed throughout the years. Another book, Share Your Work. This book is a New York Times bestseller. His author, Austin Kleon, has another New York Times bestseller named Still Like an Artist. And it's about how in today's climate, if you do not show your work in social media or on the internet, in other words, if you don't put yourself out there, even if you're brilliant, chances are you won't get recognized. As any other self-help book, you have to take it with a grain of salt. It depends on what business you are in. If you're an artist, if you're an author, if you're a composer, if you're a painter, if you don't put yourself out there, nobody's gonna notice you. So that is very relevant. But again, I was reading another book by Cal Newport, Deep Work. And he was saying that how social media is distracting, and we all should avoid it at all costs, especially if you're a knowledge worker. Again, depends on the line of work you're doing, but we live in a climate that internet plays a really important role. I have started the first few chapters, and from what I can tell, it is an interesting read, but again, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Third time is the charm. Pick and choose the knowledge you want to retain. Okay, this book, if you have watched my previous vlogs, you know about this book. A Symphony of Thoughts. A Symphony of Thought by Eric Christian, my very favorite contemporary music composer. He has one sentence, a couple of sentences, a paragraph on each page, and it's very inspiring. And this is not a book that I would read cover to cover in one sitting and say I'm done with it. No, the plan is to savor every sentence, every page, for as long as I can. And this book will be with me for a long period of time. I will link Mr. Christian's YouTube channel and Instagram account, so you get to know him as well. He's a big inspiration, especially musically. I am trying some of his chic music notes, and I felt good about it. I'm really bad playing the piano, but I listen to how he brings these music to life, and it's quite inspiring. Another book that I am revisiting for a read-along with my favorite bookstagrammer and YouTuber, Yalda Alai, I'll link her account as well. Milan Kundera's Immortality. This is another book that I read about 5 or 6 years ago. I was a teenager back then, but it is another perspective. And I'm savoring this book. I'm savoring every sentence, every page, and I'm not planning to read it cover to cover for the month of January, but this book will be with me. You'll see me along the way throughout the year and throughout years. And you've seen me talking about The Life Impossible about Matt Haig. I have read the first 50 pages and I'm planning to finish it. I learned about this book from another YouTuber, and they suggested that this was an interesting book. They learned a lot. I am sticking around. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not the most exciting book. I really enjoyed Matt Haig's other book, The Midnight Library. He has another book that I cannot remember the title of, but this one is not as inspiring as I thought it to be, but I'm gonna stick around a little more and update you on how I feel about it. And last but not least, Miss Helen Hump's Q's Legacy. Another book that I'm carrying from the month of December, but oh god, she is a true friend. I found a friend that unfortunately is not among us, but it's a book that I am planning to, I'm not in a rush to finish it. I want to savor every sentence because reading this book feels like talking to a friend. Sometimes we don't agree on everything, but our mutual love for literature, for books, connects us through time and space. I know it's cheesy, but if you're a reader, you know what I'm talking about. That's about it, friends. I'm gonna wrap up today's video, this week's video, and I cannot wait to learn about your bookish plans for the month of January. I was listening to one of my favorite bookstagrammers. She's a Farsi bookstagrammer, Hadis one, and she mentioned that she had a complaint from one of her subscribers that they were saying she does not follow a logic in her reading plan. And I don't understand. Do you follow a logic in your reading plan? Yes, I like Russian literature. Yes, I like classic literature in general. But I would like to keep updated on the contemporary literature as well and learn more about new authors and what's out there. And to listen to this, I would like to think myself as an open-minded reader that I would like to learn that this emergency drug pass. I'd like to learn more about new topics. Isn't the whole point of literature compassion? So developing an understanding about the lives that we don't have any interest, any experience with. At least that's how I treat literature. Through literature, I get to live different lives. I get to experience different feelings throughout history, throughout time. If I stick to one genre, one line, one plan, how am I gonna learn? How am I gonna grow as a person? Let me know what you think. Do you have a straight path for reading? Or I'm not in at a university. There's no curriculum so for literature. I have a curriculum for my MBA program, don't get me wrong. There's a plan for that. Hopefully I'll be graduating in 2 semesters, but for reading, I read to nourish my soul. Let me know what are you reading? What are you reading? Why are you reading? And how is reading books, literature, all genres transforming you as a person? One more time, Happy New Year! Just tell me about your bookish plans throughout this year.